What if famous philosophers lost the love of their life? How would they grieve? With logic, despair, or perhaps existential dread? Let us find out. Philosophers react to lovers' death.
Albert Camus.
She died today, or maybe yesterday. I cannot be sure. The telegram from the hospital, it says. Your wife died today. Bills to pay. Only check, but truly nothing in my life has changed. Except perhaps that my bank account is now lighter by $6,000. But does that mean I did not love her? That sort of thing? It has no meaning, really. Besides, all normal people, more or less, desire the death of those they love at some time or another. I walked to the seashore, where she and I strolled countless times over the last 3 years. Nearby, I hear the tin trumpet of an ice cream truck, and for an instant, it delights me. I think of the orange popsicles she adored, and find myself craving for one just when I remember. She is dead, but it is not for me to cry over her death, because she lived her life and died, and no one has the right to cry over her. I think of the people at work, people from her place and her parents, her relations with their sad, mutilated faces at tomorrow's funeral. And what should I do then? What should I say? Wear a black suit and shuffle around muttering cliches about a better place? Nonsense. She's not in a better place. She's in the ground, decomposing, and I'm still here, stuck with my coffee and cigarettes. Which reminds me I am running out of bread. Well, death didn't mean anything. Neither does her life, neither does mine. I should buy some bread, smoke a cigarette, and go to sleep.
Franz Kafka.
It must have been me, my unworthiness, my grotesque, inconceivable unworthiness, for even in that one fleeting moment, when I dared to believe I had finally found the one who, defying all odds, understood me, loved me for the pitiful wreck that I am. The universe could not bear to witness the happiness of a miserable, shambling man like me. It intervened, and as though greatly offended, snatched you away to the world. You died of cancer, but deep down, I realized that it's me who killed you. After all, how could a man so flawed, so fleeting, so undeserving, be so naive as to presume he could be loved, a man less than a man? A cockroach. Yeah, a lumbering, hideous cockroach. The mere sight of which is enough to send even the bravest souls scurrying in disgust. I'm guilty of your death, for I dared to love you, and an even greater guilt was to expect this love to be reciprocated, a crime so unconceivable, so brazen, that the universe punished me in the most extreme manner. My own death would have been a mercy compared to this perdition that I must endure every single day of my life, that is marked by your absence, my dear Milena.
Socrates.
Oh, she is gone, dead, departed. I know I am expected to weep, as if death were such a terrible thing, as if she were to be immortal had it not been for the wicked plague. But tears on my cheek would imply that I see death as an affliction, that I fear death. No one knows whether death may be the greatest of all blessings. Yet we perceive it as if we knew it is the greatest of evil. But I tell you, death is either of two things, a state of complete and eternal silence, like a dreamless sleep, or the relocation of the soul to the symposium of the gods. Either way, I envy her. Perhaps at these very moments she debates with Apollo, while I am stuck with Crito. I am told I must host a funeral for her, but alas, I do not have the money. Besides, I have virtues to discuss and people to examine, for I am ordered by the gods to be attached to the city of Athens like a gadfly upon a noble but sluggish horse that needs to be steered up. Still, I am grateful. Grateful I had a companion like her, but I must continue to obey the gods, and stagnation would be the only true death. And in the meantime, I must prepare myself. Soon I too shall join her, and what a reunion it will be. I shall have the opportunity to examine the man who led the great expedition against Troy, or Odysseus, or Sisyphus, and innumerable other figures. She died and I lived. Which of us got the better lot is known to no one, except perhaps the gods.
Viktor Frankl.
She is dead. And how can my life retain its potential meaning in the face of such great adversity? Yet it is just this exceptionally difficult situation that gives man the opportunity to grow spiritually beyond himself. Besides, she faced her final moments courageously and in a dignified way, which I must honor. But the guilt still lingers, the guilt that I live, but she died. But had I died and she survived, she would have had to bear the same burden that I now carry. I've spared her this suffering at the price that now I have to survive and mourn her. And that is the meaning to my suffering, my will to live. I imagine her now gazing down, probably rolling her eyes at me as I turn her death into a philosophical exercise. Victor, she'd say, do you really have to overthink everything? And yes, my dear, I must analyze it. Because if I don't, what am I left with? Grief, pain, or worse, the existential void that comes when the bread is stale and the soup cold. Besides, no force on earth, not even death, can take away the memories I have of you, the experiences we have had together. So I will persist. For surely, if there is such a thing as an afterlife, we are bound to be holding hands. One more time.
Fyodor Dostoevsky.
She is gone, vanished into the abyss, swallowed by that cruel, unrelenting spectre, death. But that a life-loving soul she had, how she loved life. No, more than love, she devoured it, the beautiful and the ugly, the joyous and the melancholic, the irrational and the flawed. But maybe jumping into the freezing water on a cold wintry St. Petersburg night in the name of free will was one step too much. And yet, what choice did she have? What choice do any of us have? For death is not a thief in the night, but a landlord coming to collect overdue rent. And she, my mad, brilliant, defiant love, chose to pay it all at once, to perish on her own terms, rather than live out the mechanical existence of a 19th century lady. The grief that I'm experiencing cannot be explained logically. It is deeply irrational but undeniably real. But what else can I do but suffer? No, it is not merely enough for me to suffer. I must agonize. To live, to persist and walk these streets alone, forever haunted by the ghost of what was. I will turn to gambling, to drink, to the cold embrace of suffering, because what else is left for me?